All right, Drew, go ahead and start us off.
You got it. Hey, buddy, quick update on Chris.
Tight hammy. Doesn't look to be a strain. Tightened up as the game went on. We'll see how it is in the next couple hours once he receives treatment. But, hoping that, he's able to contribute today.
Are you positive you avoid the IL, or that's still to be determined?
Positive is a strong word, Drew, as you know, but I'm optimistic that I think that he'll avoid it.
Is the top of the order, the leadoff spot, a fluid situation? How do you view that, week into the season?
Couldn't have used a better word than fluid, Drew. As you know, we got a few guys that we could put there at the top. Really liked Hampy's game yesterday. 2 walks, 2 hits, aggressive on the bases. Tapia, last year hit 322 on base, close to 360 in that short 60-game season. He had a good offensive year last year for us. CO can potentially hit up there with a little pop at the top of the order. His on base percentage, needs to, overall over his career, like to see it a little higher, but he does some things too at the top of the order that play. So, I think those 3 guys, we'd like to see have, an on-base component, the ability to see some pitches, fight pitches off with 2 strikes, the early part of the game to set up the rest of the guys, and also, more importantly, just get on base for the guys in the middle of the order.
Buddy, last one for me was Jon's lead up, bullpens, and his normal work between starts. Was that in fact normal this week?
Yeah, he was fine. He was fine within 24 hours. Got some liquid in him. He had to eat a little bit more. Just all the fuel that you need to play. Jon needs to stay on top of it.
Thanks, buddy.
You got it, Drew.
Patrick Saunders.
Good morning, buddy.
Morning.
I wanted to ask you about Austin Gomber. I believe we're going to speak to him today or this morning. He had mentioned to us after his struggles in his Rockies debut that he would certainly go back and look to see if there's anything mechanical going on, etc. Can you share anything with us? Maybe what you guys discovered and what you hope he fixes when he pitches his next outing.
I don't think anything was discovered. I think he was just a little bit amped up on his first start of the year. New team, new ball club, new city, trying to make an impression. He was just a little bit out of whack. Probably tried to overthrow the fastball a little bit. I think the velocity on his fastball in his start was higher than what we saw in spring training. So that tells me that he was probably overthrowing the ball, trying to, I don't know if he was trying to get velocity, but because of his adrenaline and the whole situation, he was just out of sync. So hopefully he'll settle in tomorrow.
Okay, can you update us on the rotation over the next couple of days? Obviously, Austin will be going Friday. Where do you go after that? Can you look that far in? I'm sorry, what?
Ichi and then Herman.
Okay, thank you very much, buddy. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Thomas Harding.
Good morning, buddy.
Morning, Thomas.
And from me, this using Hampson at the top of the order, we talked about the aggressiveness last night, also the on-base component. Can batting second, especially if Hampson is zone, help Tapia as far as the type of pitches he gets and maybe using the bat-to-ball skills to kind of protect the runner out there?
Well, I think that, with Tap, I think no matter where he hits, I think we're going to see the same style. Potentially he might see more fastballs. you know, in the number 2 hole, if Hampson gets on, there's always an inclination for the pitcher catcher combination to throw pitches with a little bit more velocity to, you know, to help combat the running game times. So, but I don't think in the broad perspective it will help Tap. I think what's going to help Tap is if he uses the whole field in his approach, line to line hitting, hit the ball where it's pitched, not to become pull happy, lay off the low breaking ball. You know, those are the things that are going to help Tap, you know, get it going.
And with Hampson, of course, you've managed Ricky Henderson, so obviously there's an aggressive level that's above anything. But since you've been here, just has he had the most aggressive attitude of your number 1 hitters as far as really wanting to take the base, and especially against good pitchers? I saw him in spring training run on Bauer. He ran on Bumgarner last night. Has he been even in the short sample? Has he been the most aggressive guy you've put at the top of the order since you've been here?
Well, yeah, I think that he's, you know, he's motivated to run and be aggressive. I think Desmond was always motivated to run. I think Trevor's motivated to run. You know, I think, you know, Trevor has set some, you know, lofty goals for himself as far as stolen bases. But I think Hampson realizes that the big part of his game and the big part of his major league success will be using his legs on the bases, his ability to play the outfield. So, and he understands that. So with that, I think he's, you know, motivated and has a strong desire to steal bases, and, you know, he has an aggressive mindset to do that. I mean, that's been, you know, part of the way, you know, that he's, you know, becoming a good player, you know, as an amateur and as a minor league player, and now as a big leaguer. He's got to use his legs.
Hey, thank you very much, buddy.
Danielle?
Hi, buddy. How is Chris Owings doing today?
You know, he's currently getting treatment. He's feeling a little better. You know, we're hoping that the tightness, again, as we approach game time, alleviates somewhat where he can contribute today. But, you know, like I told Drew,
All that.
hamstring tightness yesterday. Currently getting treatment from our medical staff. We're hoping that, you know, by game time, he'll be able to contribute today. You know, I'm optimistic that, you know, this is a short-term thing, meaning just a day or two of precaution. But, you know, we'll see how it is as the day goes on. It doesn't look to be a disabled list situation, but we're monitoring it closely.
Okay. And a couple of other teams have started to reach that 85% threshold for vaccinations. Do you know where the Rockies are at?
Yes, we're well above that threshold.
So over 85% of the organization or tier one has vaccinations? Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Patrick Saunders?
Hey, buddy. You mentioned Trevor's story a moment ago. It seems to me that he's either hit the ball extremely hard just to the wrong spot or has just missed sending the ball out over the fence. Overall, I'm curious if you agree, and do you think he looks like he's in a good place, even though he hasn't had a whole lot of luck so far?
Yeah, I mean, not a lot of success statistically with hits, but there's been some good swings. You know, I can't remember the exact game against the Dodgers, but, you know, 3 well-hit balls to center field, and the last at bat was that near home run off the center field wall. Good swing yesterday, fly ball to deep right that was caught by Castro. You know, you'd like to have a couple of bats back for sure. You know, a couple strikeouts on some pitches that he normally hits, but I think overall, I think he's in a good place. Just just a few hits will, get him going.
Yeah, that's what my next question for you. Your experience tells you when a guy as talented as Trevor looks good and is just missing, he's oftentimes a few at bats from really going on a hot streak, correct?
Yeah, as you know, there's been a couple of hard foul balls, old foul. There's been a couple swings just a tick late. So, timing is just off, just a touch, but he's swinging the power, right? And that bullet up the middle, yesterday sort of ricocheted off the mound right to Escobar. That ball was well hit. Hit a line drive, right at the second baseman, here recently, another hard hit ball. So, he's close.
Thanks, buddy.
Thomas Harding,
Yes, buddy, I just wanted to, just some housekeeping. What went into the decision to move your alternate trading site back to Salt River Fields?
I think that it is logical. I think, first of all, to get down in an environment where we can play games against other organizations. I think there's a number of teams that have their alternate sites down there. I think the Southern California teams do. I think the Diamondbacks as well. So that gives that group of teams the ability to play, competitive games against each other until the AAA season starts. The weather more conducive on a regular basis. I think the facility is top notch at Salt River. So those things add up to a more, for us, advantageous situation than here in one of the suburbs here in Denver, even though it was solid what we're able to do as far as the facilities. But down there, I think it's more about the ability to play and compete against other teams.
And is minor league camp going on now?
Yeah, minor league camp is in full swing down there as well.
And is part of it because we're kind of, it looks like at least making a lot of progress against the virus, that it's okay to have all those guys down there now. Is that part of the program also, that because we have, maybe less of a infection factor?
Yes, I think that you're seeing, to Danielle's question, I think there's been a lot of teams that have been fully vaccinated, over the last couple of weeks, us included, our big league team and our organization. Our alternate site guys popped over on Sunday to get their vaccine. All the minor league players and staff at Salt River were vaccinated as they came into, their own spring training. I think a lot of teams in Arizona are in that mode as well. So I think, and it's happening obviously nationwide and around the world. The vaccine levels are, going at a great rate. And the vaccines, from what I'm not a doctor, but from what I read and listen to, that the vaccines are great and really helping, the pandemic come to a halt.